It's Caroline Cousins of www.transformationalenergyexpert.com, at Quantum Healer 1 for Twitter and Transformational Energy Expert on Facebook. And I'd like to talk very, very briefly about using a very simple technique to help to heal your inner child, particularly after an event or something that has happened to you in your past that you would like to heal. And that can be maybe a relationship issue, maybe a house move, maybe a death of a loved one, maybe just circumstances around, maybe going to boarding school. It can be all sorts of events, but we're going to use a very, very simple technique to help your inner child to heal. And that inner child always lives within us, you know, and we're talking really about unresolved emotions from our inner childhood here that we want to go in and help to resolve. So get yourself in a very comfortable place so that you are relaxed, and turn the phone off, that you are maybe sitting on a chair or sofa, and just watch your breathing and just relax, breathing in, breathing out, focusing on your breathing and just letting yourself drift, letting yourself relax. And then I want you to take yourself back to that moment in time, maybe that event. Maybe you were dropped at boarding school and didn't want to be there. Maybe you had a pet that died, or a parent or a close friend that died. Maybe you had a big argument with somebody when you were little and wish it hadn't happened. Maybe you'd had an accident or something like that. But what I'd like you to do is just to go back to just before that event and then watch that event acting out. And the child, for whatever reason, may be feeling insecure, unsafe, hurt, emotional. And I want you to imagine now your adult self, the person that you are today, with all your knowledge, all your strength, all your experience, having survived that event. Go into that memory now. Go into that memory now. And I want you to appear in that memory with you in your younger days. Maybe you were 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever age you were. And I want you to imagine you are standing with your inner child, that little child that went through that experience. And I want you to talk to that inner child and tell him or her all the things he or she needed to hear, all the comfort, all the security. Take as long as you need to do that, talking to that inner child, letting them know all the things, but also reassuring them that whenever they need you, you are always there. And you know, on a quantum level, you always are there, because in quantum space, from a quantum field, quantum perspective, time is irrelevant, or it doesn't actually exist, certainly in certain realities. So just imagine that you are able to convince your inner child that you are always there for them, that they are never alone, that you will always help them, you will always be there for them, always there to hold their hand. And you know, maybe that inner child is going through some bullying of some kind as well. And you can tell them that you will be there for them. And in fact, if your inner child wishes, you can stand up to the bullies whilst holding their hands. And imagine how that feels. So what we're doing is we're changing the feelings that that inner child is going through. So imagine that inner child is being bullied, and you are there in that memory holding your inner child's hand. They're looking up at you, and you as that adult are standing up to the bullies, and you are saying what you wanted to say to those bullies, and you are standing strong and feeling strong in yourself. And then you can watch those bullies walk away and turn around. And you can watch events begin to change and feel the feelings of that as they actually change. Now go through that whole event again and ask if your inner child feels better now. And if they don't feel quite better, and you will know, because the inner child tends to smile, hug, feel more content, and you will feel it. You will feel it yourself. Ask if the inner child needs anything else, and listen to what the inner child says. And sometimes the inner child needs more proof. Sometimes the inner child needs maybe an action hero to come in as well. So if you need to bring in Arnold Schwarzenegger into that memory, then bring in Arnold Schwarzenegger. And if you need to bring in the President of America into that memory, then do that as well. If you need to bring in someone else into the memory, maybe another grandmother or a grandfather or another parent or a friend, it doesn't matter what you use. You can create whatever you want, but bring in that person or that tool or anything into that whole memory, and then asking again how that inner child feels. And if the inner child then feels much more content, much more able, then just imagine then that you're hugging that inner child and that you and the inner child become one. So imagine the adult you with all of your knowledge, all of your experience, dissolving into that inner child then, okay? And then that whole memory fading off, black and white, into the distance, so it gets further and further and further away. And then imagine now being reborn into this lifetime and growing up age 1, age 2, age 3, age 4, age 5, age 6, moving through that experience that you had before, but this time with new resources. Age 7, age 8, age 9, notice the feelings are changing now. Age 10, age 11, age 12, age 13, you're moving through this time with different feelings, different experiences happening as a result of those different feelings. So you're growing in confidence as you move through those difficult times then, and your inner child is growing up within you as you grow up to present day. And then imagine you're in present day, this time with all the new resources, all the new experiences, and you are moving into the future now with these new resources, and see how future situations begin to change as a result of having all of these new feelings, these new circumstances, these new experiences now, as you imagine yourself moving in anticipated and unanticipated situations in the future, using and utilizing all of these new skills, these new resources, these new feelings that you have generated within. Okay, I hope that's successful. Imagine yourself coming back to full waking consciousness now with all of those brand new resources, and watch how things begin to change and you begin to feel different. Have a great day.